Hello there, welcome to my reaction to buying a PC with Dell, My Journey into Hell by Super Apache Wolf. I enjoy Super Apache Wolf's videos, and I've been wanting to react to another one for some time now. And last video that he released was about Berserk, which I normally would react to, but it's 2 hours long. I don't think I can take it, just sitting here normally, and also I don't know if people will be able to take a 2 hour long reaction. Probably will pause it along the way as well, so it might end up 3 hours. Anyway, this was recommended to me, and I know that Dell aren't that good of a company. I've seen like Linus's videos on like I forgot the name, but they go undercover shopping uh to like Dell Origin and some other places. I don't remember. Doesn't matter much. But I go shopping, buying a PC, seeing how the buying experience goes and how support experience goes. And Dell, I don't think was that good. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think it was good on those videos. In both attempts. But anyway, like, comment, subscribe, and let's begin.
Began 6 months ago.
Descent. Well,
Earlier this year,
into
I
hell.
decided to buy a new PC after my old one began to struggle with some heavier editing projects. I decided to go with Dell because A, I've been with them my whole life, and B, I've never had any problems with them. I understand that this was a bad decision. That information cannot help me now. I should know, I don't know a great deal about PCs, and a lot of this could have been avoided if I had just slightly more knowledge. And so I am partially, well, mostly, to blame for the nightmare that follows.
I guess I'll be the judge of that here. I do know my fair share about PCs. So we'll see how much is on him and how much is on Dell.
I spent the day researching different parts, looking up what kind of GPUs would work best with Premiere, went with 64 gigs of RAM and a top-of-the-line Intel XPS processor. It was more money than I'd ever spent on a PC, but if it made life easier, I'd consider it a good investment.
Actually, it's not too much.
Later, the machine arrives. It is big and heavy and has a metal handle. A metal handle.
Well, that's actually pretty sick.
Excited. I boot up the PC
design.
and immediately notice something. Whereas my 5-year-old machine could boot in about 10 seconds, this one is taking closer to 2 minutes.
HDD
Odd.
instead of SSD.
Second. When setup begins, the PC cannot detect the wireless mouse or keyboard it came with. Very odd. I spent about an hour trying different configurations to make the keyboard and mouse connect, but it's getting late, I'm getting tired, so I just hook up my old wired keyboard and mouse.
When setting up a PC, I prefer doing it on the wired one because they usually don't have any problems with it. But if it comes with wireless and keyboard and mouse, I feel like they should have checked that they would work right from the box. For 2,400 fucking euros, you think that? But
Step 2, connect my new PC to the internet. Only it cannot detect my Wi-Fi. I restart 7 or 8 times, having to repeat the same setup each time. I refresh my browser, I adjust my router settings. Nothing works. I stand back.
Does it have Wi-Fi?
Machine. It has no DVD Blu-ray drive, so without internet, it's just a giant piece of plastic that cost me thousands of euro.
Well, PC were fine without internet a few years ago, but fuck it. Actually, when I said few years ago, I actually meant like 15, but still.
Somewhere, deep inside me, I feel a subtle, unsure emptiness open up, and through it, a small stream of anxiety begins to seep through. I go to bed. I can figure this out in the morning.
Fair enough.
The next morning, I brew some coffee and...
as we say in Russia, утро вечера мудренее, which means that morning is more wise than evening.
Turn back on my machine.
Another or wiser, I guess would work.
Very, very odd. I spend the next hour digging through internet forums on my laptop, hunched beside my new machine. After going down several rabbit holes that lead nowhere, I finally get a solid lead. The problem could be with my PCIe Wi-Fi card. If
Might
it's
be not plugged
malfunctioning,
fully.
that would explain why I cannot connect to the internet or hook up my wireless devices. I go to systems information and
Oh, is it that kind of wireless? I was expecting it's with a dongle, but maybe it's the Wi-Fi wireless. Then it would make sense that it doesn't connect if Wi-Fi doesn't work entirely on the machine.
there is no PCIe Wi-Fi card. It is not there.
That's why I asked if there is a
Dell
Wi-Fi.
did not insert one into the machine. In the year of our Lord 2021, there was shipped a state-of-the-art PC without functionality.
State of the art. It looks. The motherboard doesn't look. I mean, looks aren't everything, but usually there are like for that amount of money would be different radiators and stuff.
To connect
maybe.
to the internet. I feel that little hole inside me open wider, but now it's not just anxiety that's flowing out, but shame. What kind of idiot orders a PC without internet functionality? At the time,
Well, this so far it's on him, because he should have checked if there is a Wi-Fi to begin with when he was ordering the thing.
I did not know what a PCIe card was, nor that it would be an opt-in scenario. I sit for several minutes, feeling very, very stupid.
You can buy it for
I
cheap,
start to feel
but
out of control of the situation.
I
and
can
begin
understand
to
how
get
it's
a
annoying.
little upset. This was not meant to be this complicated. This was meant to make life easier. But I decide I am being silly. Surely there's a way to fix this. In order to calm myself, I go for a run through a local park. On my journey, I see a deer standing there, alone, staring at me. Something about this bothers me. I read up about PCIe Wi-Fi cards and order one from Amazon for €20.
Yeah,
Problem
they are quite cheap
solved?
normally.
No. The card arrives a few days later, but it's getting around 10% of the bandwidth my old PC was, as well as other devices in the same room.
Excuse me?
Around 10% of the bandwidth.
10%? Do you have 4 megabits of speed? That's
With my
annoying.
old PC was, as well as other devices in the same room.
I have more, and that's saying a lot. I get... No, even my Wi-Fi would be fast.
I open up my machine and remove it, but I'm starting to notice something else. This PC is slow. Like, really, really slow. Slower than my machine I bought 5 years ago. I render an episode of my podcast on it, and it takes nearly 4 times as long, and I panic, but how? This is a state-of-the-art machine! This is a render beast! What is happening? A new emotion floods my body. Fear. Raw. Cold.
I'm not too in the know with rendering stuff. I know the processor is a big part of it, because I replaced mine and I noticed a significant difference in time when I do render stuff, which I haven't done. Whatever. I don't know if it probably does, but I don't know personally if HDD or SSD plays a role in rendering. I would assume so, because you use the file system, right? So I think it's still the problem that he bought it with HDD in the year 2020, 2021 even.
Fear that I have entered a world I do not understand, and there I now face problems complicated and frightening, ones beyond my ability to solve, all with the weight that this machine cost me a lot of money. And so
Yeah, that would be
I decide
fucking
to call
terrifying.
Dell customer service, and the real nightmare begins.
I think
At
Dell
this
was
point, I want to
worse.
take a second and acknowledge that all the individual representatives I spoke to were polite, kind, and patient with me, despite my deteriorating mental state. None of this is their fault. Rather, they are just individuals doing their best in a monolithic system so cold, so unwieldy, and so colossal. It now fills me with what I can only liken to a kind of cosmic horror. But I do not know that yet. I think I am about to solve the problem. Oh, John, you poor, deluded fool. After hitting my
Your
keypad several
child.
times in order to navigate my way to an agent, I find myself on hold, and a 30-second loop of distorted, crackled lounge music begins to play.
Isn't it always like very shit quality? Why?
After 40 minutes, I think that this is what elevators in hell must sound like. Sometime later, I am connected to an agent.
Possibly.
He tells me we are going to run several diagnostic checks on my computer. This process
Okay.
takes several hours. Him
Oh.
remotely controlling my machine. He sees my Guilty Gear wallpaper. We talk about Guilty Gear. He is very pleasant. Finally, we
Okay.
get the results. And it's the worst thing imaginable. Nothing is wrong.
That's also annoying when you do a check for hours and then it finds nothing. That means you almost wasted all those hours for nothing, but you kind of, that means that's not where the problem is. So there is a little bit of a result, but not what you would expect immediately, I
There
guess.
has to be something. This is not normal. And after a combination of righteous indignation and outright begging, he speaks to his superior, and they agree to send a repairman to replace the one thing it could be, my motherboard. The motherboard is the part of your PC that all the individual elements connect to. If it is malfunctioning, it could explain my slow speeds. The next day, I unplug my new PC at my desk and reconnect my old PC.
Very
It is
weird.
a moment of profound melancholy. I put my new PC on the bed behind my desk, and there it sits, massive and useless. Please let the new motherboard fix things. Please let this
Precision
end.
5
I just want to make
8020.
videos on my new PC.
58020.
I just need things to get a little easier. Several days pass. Dell tell me I will get a call when the repairman is coming, but that I won't know the specific date or time. This does not happen. Instead, I get an email at the end of the week saying that no one was home when the delivery man called. I find this suspect. Ireland is in national lockdown, and both me and my partner are home 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I know this because I was there. Frustrated and growing exhausted with the situation, I emailed Dell back asking them to send someone again. I wait, but instead, the paragraph directly above this one plays out 2 more times. To help you experience this frustration, I'm going to play that section 2 more times. Several days pass. Dell tell me I will get a call when the repairman is coming, but that I won't know the specific date or time. This does not happen. Instead, I get an email at the end of the week saying that no one was home when the delivery man called. I find this suspect.
Several days pass. Dell tell me I will get a call when the repairman is coming, but that I won't know the specific date or time. This does not happen. Instead, I get an email at the end of the week saying that no one was home when the delivery man called. I find this suspect.
Finally, a repairman arrives. I feel weird that there is someone new in my apartment for the first time in months. I talk to him about psychics and conspiracy theories. He is very nice. After an hour, he leaves, and I stare at my new machine.
I'm assuming it was himself. It was him, right? In the mask? I don't know.
The fondness I felt for it is now gone. It now fills me with a subtle sense of dread, but maybe not for much longer.
Did he check?
2-minute boot time. No. Takes an hour and a half to render a podcast. No. I lie on my floor for several minutes, listening to this song. This is something I do when I am upset.
Wow.
It has been 2.5 weeks since my PC arrived.
I thought it didn't sound familiar.
I consigned myself to get up early the next morning and figure out what is wrong with this PC. I go to bed sad. The early morning light in my office feels muted and cold. I sit down and reconnect my PC, laptop sitting at my desk. I am going to reconnect my PC, laptop sitting at my desk.
It is One Piece. My dude. His wallpaper on the notebook is One Piece, and I fucking cannot recommend you more to at least read it. The anime is not perfect, but you can still watch it. But manga is fantastic anyway.
I am going to figure this out. After a couple of hours of digging through web forums, I identify the potential problem. The hard drive. If the hard drive is not running correctly, it could be bottlenecking the entire system.
Yes.
So I check my hard drives and oh god, no! These are not solid-state drives, but mechanical
I
hard
knew-
drives. SSDs
I knew
or
it.
solid-state drives are the modern-day standard. Mechanical hard drives are outdated, only used now for storage.
Yes.
But never as boot drives, the drive your PC
Not- yeah.
actually runs from. This
I mean, they're still used as boot drives, but not like if you buy a machine for 24 fucking hundred euros, you wouldn't expect a fucking HDD drive in there, would you?
is why my 5-year-old PC is faster than my new one. It had a solid-state drive that came as standard. My new PC did not. I had
can
missed
replace
the
it.
drop-down tab to change this. The hole inside me rips open and encompasses my entire body.
Also, even those SSDs that you showed are slow nowadays. In 2021, it's already like M2 era and stuff like that. I use it as an. I have 3 in my PC. I have 3 drives: an HDD drive, just that is very old, an SSD drive that he showed, one of the SATA ones, and an M2. I have all the triple threat. And for the boot drive, it doesn't matter. You can use a SATA or M2. The speed is not that much different. Neither is for games. But I think for rendering maybe, or like some heavy work stuff, M2 would be preferable than SATA, but it's still not
The motion
HDD.
crashes into me like a subway train obliterating a mannequin. Fear, shame, anger. How could I have done something as stupid as order mechanical hard drives? I have trapped myself in this hell. I feel a deep, unrelenting shame. Perhaps I really am as stupid as those videos on the internet say now.
In the mask.
I may have cried at this point. I do not remember. After a while, I come.
Like, fine, you ordered it, you made an error. It would have been fine if you found it, like, the same time you found that there's no Wi-Fi. A few hours of troubleshooting, but it's been weeks for him. And Dell isn't...
Come through in a fog of melancholy, and a small shaft of light pierces through. Maybe there's still
Shaft
hope.
indeed.
Maybe I can still get.
He's
a
getting
refund.
shafted by Dell.
If I can just start it all again, I'd make better decisions. I'd do things right this time. There was still hope. I could still do this.
I'm sorry, sir, but you marked your order as for business, meaning that your 2-week return window has been up for several days now, and Dell is under no obligation to refund your machine.
But it's your fucking fault that the time ran out. Because you didn't send a guide to his...
Through my veins.
It's infuriating me, and I'm not even a part of this experience.
I am angry, but more than anything else, I am ashamed. I have entered a world of which I know nothing and have cost myself dozens of hours, thousands of euro, and countless increments of sanity. I am a fool. I was never escaping this hell. My only option now was to embrace its flames, to upgrade my machine myself.
Just, it hurts me. He has to upgrade the machine he just bought for 2,400 euro. Fuck right off, Dell.
And immediately,
Couldn't be like, we noticed you ordered like a new powerful CPU and a new powerful GPU for your PC, but you use HDD. Are you sure about that, senor? Like, fuck!
things get complicated.
You know it. He just buying a PC for work, for business. It's your responsibility to make it right. And now you lost the customer. Forever, probably. Hopefully.
My PC tower was a Precision 5820. I know that SATA solid-state drives will work with it, but there's a new type of SSD that's meant to be more powerful with better performance.
That depends on the
NVMEs.
motherboard.
The problem, however,
Not
is
that
that some computers
box.
are unable to boot off NVMEs. It depends on your BIOS, which is something I don't know anything about. I know this will
Don't. Use a normal SATA for a boot. Fuck, I wish I was his friend so I can talk to him. I wish he had a friend he can talk to about this. My friend wants to buy a PC, and I want to walk him through the whole process just in case. Because this knowledge for me is useless because I don't have money. Almost useless. So I want to at least help someone. Fuck. If you're somehow watching this, John Super Eye Patch Wolf man, anytime, just write me on Twitter, on Instagram, YouTube comments. I will help for free, for literally nothing, just so you don't have to go through all this garbage ever again.
be the more complicated option, but something inside me needs
That's
this
a good one, by
NVMe
the way.
drive. Its potential increase in performance made me feel like that if I could obtain one and make it work, then maybe this whole journey will have meant something. But there's a problem.
Also, so I can lose my rage a little bit, I'll tell you a story. In the end of last year, I was thinking that my PC is gonna die soon. Like, because my SATA SSD and especially my HDD drives are very, very old. My SATA is I bought it in 2015 from a Chinese website as well. It's ADATA. It's not a bad company at all. But still, it's been, like, by the end of that year, like 6 years. So I wanted to buy a new SSD just in case. And then I went into the same rabbit hole. I like looked it up. I looked, okay, they're that price. It's not the cheapest, but it's affordable. It's nice. And then I saw M2 drives. And I was like, fuck. NVMe. Yeah, wait. Yeah, it's M2 NVMe, and there are SATA ones. And B-key and M-key. One of them is a SATA, which is slow with the same speed as the box. Not the crucial one. Crucial one is the... Oh, it's NVMe and it's SATA. That's the one. Anyway, I think. I forgot. Whatever. I just went in the same rabbit hole he went through. I saw them and I was like, fuck. They are much faster. But they are like double the price for the same amount of storage. And I went and for days I thought, what should I buy? Should I buy this? Should I buy that? In the end, I did buy M2, which was a good idea because I was planning to buy a new motherboard as well that will support an M2. But for the time being, I bought an adapter. I searched the internet for hours how everything works to find out everything. But I already have knowledge how the PC works on its own. For someone like him who doesn't, it would take much longer. It would be much more of a pain in the ass. Now I'm a bit more calm.
My motherboard lacks M2 connectors, which it needs, and so I begin.
A motherboard in 2021. Dell, what the fuck is that PC? I wouldn't be surprised if it's DDR3 at this point.
The long journey of seeing if NVMe drives will even work on my computer.
I didn't finish the story that I bought an adapter and I used it for a bit, and then I bought a new motherboard that already had M2 in it, so I have an adapter now just laying somewhere. And now everything works fine after I upgraded a lot of stuff. I upgraded everything except for the graphics card because it's quite bad, and now Russia is not upgradable that much. And my money was from different countries, which is not a thing anymore in Russia. Anyway.
I searched the internet.
It's besides the point.
Only ambiguity. I just need this one answer. If I can find out if my PC is compatible with NVMe's, I can put this entire nightmare behind me. And so...
It's painful. Oh, there's a VPN. I just wish he had a friend to talk to. Like anybody. He probably could have maybe tweeted at Linus. Or like I won't say it's some PC company, but he did buy it from Dell. So I don't think he wants a PC company to talk to him ever again. I don't
I
know.
make the decision. I call Dell
Oh,
customer
yeah.
service.
It's not the worst decision, though. It doesn't depend on your box.
The
Your
phone
box is Precision M5820. It depends on the motherboard. And then, if the motherboard doesn't support it, you could get an adapter. And even my, like, about 10-year-old motherboard was able to just use an adapter. But you cannot make it bootable through the adapter. That's a different story.
day is a blur of concealed rage and frustration. I start by messaging a Dell chat window only to be given a number, and innocently, foolishly, I jot this number down, believing it can help me.
I see, sir. That's an upgrade issue, not a customer support issue.
No, sir. This is the upgrade service department. You need upgrade sale.
I'm sorry, but this is more of a technical support problem. I'm afraid you'll need our out-of-warranty team.
I spend several days trying to get in touch with the out-of-warranty team. There is no phone number to contact them directly from Ireland. You have to be transferred by a Dell agent.
Watch Linus's video on something shopper where he goes undercover buying PC. He goes through the shit, he gets annoyed the same as I am. It's just bullshit how these support thing work. And a lot of, not every company, just if you buy in a PC and you have a choice and you live like in Canada and US, which is more applicable to his video. There are two of them. I mean, two series. They did it a few years ago and then like a couple of years ago. Anyway, just do that. It's great.
The problem
stuff.
is that it takes an hour to get to that point.
26.
And I keep getting
Fantastic.
disconnected mid-call.
Okay, sir, I'll transfer you now.
I realize later that this is because the Dell agents think I am calling from the UK, and so I am being connected to several UK numbers not available in Ireland. I begin each new conversation by explaining this to my support agents, and am met with only bewildered silence. One bleak Thursday afternoon, after 4 hours and finally getting through to the out-of-warranty team, I am given a final number to call. I jot it down
Isn't
in
the
my
same one?
notebook before seeing the same exact number
Yeah.
already in my notebook. This is the number I started with several days ago. I try
If
to
it's
scream,
been
but
days.
nothing comes out. I hang up the phone and go to bed. It is 5 p.m. I do not call Dell for several days. I put a blanket over my new PC. I do not want to look at it. Finally, I make one more attempt. I go to a local park where I
This is
think
so
my
painful
phone
to
will have the
watch.
best signal to minimize disconnects and start the process all over again. For 40 minutes, I sit alone, listening to Dell's hellish hold music.
Oh god.
Before finally getting through to the out-of-warranty team one final time.
Is
The
that
agent
where you
on the
should
other
be?
end is helpful. She assures me that they have a Dell-branded NVMe drive that will in fact work with my computer. She says that she will
Fucking
send me a
doubt it.
quote later that day. I hang up the phone, and for the first time I feel light. I am nearing the end of my journey. A tear
I
may have
know
slipped
for a
down my
fact you
cheek,
do not.
but it could have been the rain. I feel a great weight lifted. I return to my apartment and things start to feel normal.
Oh, that's a cool
I
arcade.
reflect on my journey and all I've learned. If
Controller.
nothing else, I know a lot more about PCs now than I used to. And so maybe it was all worth it. Maybe it's all really going to be okay. The deluded ramblings
God,
of
that
a
scared me.
foolish child. I receive my quote from Dell. €400. €400 for a new Dell 1TB NVMe drive. I am bewildered. I am furious.
Curse it! Curse it!
Third-party drives cost a quarter of the price.
Yeah.
I cannot afford to sink that much more money into this machine. And slowly, I look around me, and the normality I felt cracks and falls away. An illusion designed to plunge me deeper into agony and despair. And I just break. I give up. I give up hope. I give up my dreams. I walk away.
Just buy normal
I forget my
SATA.
delusions of an NVMe drive. I do not
Sue
control.
Dell at this
I
point.
order a regular old solid state drive for €80 on Amazon, and somewhere deep down, a little part of me slips away and never comes back.
It is fully
A
fine.
week later, my solid state drive arrives.
It is
I
fine.
feel no joy.
For the
I
boot
feel no
drive.
pain. It just is. I open
And
up my
like for
PC
more
once
things,
again
it's
and
fine.
connect my solid state drive. Let this nightmare end. It does not! My computer cannot detect my new solid state drive. Panic shoots through me. No. How? This is impossible. This cannot happen. I do not want this.
What is that in the
Members of
bottom?
my Discord have heard my plight and offered to help. They were all very nice and good. I film myself digging around the guts of my PC
Yeah,
and stream
need
it to them.
power
They treat
trouble?
me with a gentle kindness, as if I were a child who has fallen down the stairs for the first time. We identified the problem. The SATA power plug is not connected to the hard drive.
Yeah, I thought so
And
because
after
he
a
connected one
long
wire,
time,
but I thought it was just for editing purposes.
Far too long, I find an unused SATA power plug within the depths of my machine. I plug it in, close back up the PC.
Wait, but
and
the second one as well.
nothing. It still does not work. I thank everyone for their help and end the call. I sit in
What?
silence.
No.
I will be here forever.
I saw only one again. If it's first time,
The
that
next
was the
morning,
problem.
a
The
member of
second
my
one again.
Discord sends me a link. The PC I have actually uses a proprietary front-loaded hard drive system, which requires separate upgrade kits to fit SSDs and NVMEs. I get excited and in my foolish exuberance order an NVMe drive. But there is a problem. I cannot find these kits anywhere online. You cannot buy them directly. The only way to get them is by calling Dell customer service. The customer service saga plays out again.
This
Out of
makes
kindness,
sense.
I will spare you from experiencing
It
this
is the
saga again.
Dell Tower.
Just note that reality did not grant me that same mercy. Finally, I get to the out of warranty team and they send me a quote. The parts to fix my new machine cost €467. I roar.
For a
but no
loader,
sound comes
fuck
out.
off.
I cry, but no tears emerge. The emptiness that was once inside me.
So they
has
want
expanded
800
to
for
encompass
that
my
and then
entire
the
reality.
and the drive
Dark,
itself.
Cruel blackness as far as the eye can see. I searched the internet for a third-party solution, but can only find one tray with the right measurements. But they no longer ship to Ireland. I check my Parcel Motel, which is a service I use to import things from the UK, but they are no longer in business due to Brexit. I fall deeper. I sit back down. My face white.
It's a familiar feeling.
My soul broken. I am but a tiny
Well, the companies
human
don't work with your
spirit,
country anymore.
shattered against this mammoth
I relate.
corporate obelisk. In that moment, I know true defeat. I give in. Through a layer of deep sobs,
Are you paying for
I
100?
pay the €467.
Please let it help
I
at
look into the
least.
mirror. I no longer respect the person staring back at me. That was 4 days ago. Thank you for listening to my story.
It's not
I'm
over.
sorry. I am guessing people are going to reach out and offer to help, but you cannot help me.
Yeah.
You cannot save me. I am already
It's been a
dead.
month probably.
It's at this point
since the
I begin
story
to
ends and the
document my
video is
journey on
released.
Twitter. A lot of people begin to follow it. A pressure begins to mount in my chest. The next tweet reads, "My phone beeps. I tremble. I open my package and find it is not in fact my upgrade set,
The fuck is
but a
that?
PCIe Wi-Fi card I ordered from Dell. I sigh in disappointment. But this does not need to be a bad thing.
Oh.
This simple fix might help restore some of my lost morale. I open the PC
It's
back
gonna
up
be the
and
same
insert
speed as
card,
the
connect it to the external signal
third party.
receiver, close it back up. I can do this. My PC does not recognize the card. I spend an hour and a half adjusting
What?
every Wi-Fi setting back and forth, restarting my computer over and over. Little by little, my hope chips away. I scratch and I claw and I struggle, but I am an ape staring at the sky, the boundless freedom of the internet, never to be mine. I pour a hot bath. This steam is comforting. I glimpse my reflection beneath the water. My face is rippled and distorted. I do not recognize the person staring back at me. Something about this bothers me.
Storytelling in this video is
The Twitter
fantastic.
thread continues to gather momentum. Journalists.
It does feel like a
write articles
deranged
about it.
psychopath
I
is
begin to
narrating
worry
it,
things are getting out of control.
but it is what he was
My
made into.
NVMe and caddy arrives. With
Okay.
quivering hands, I open it up. The
So-
screws are very tiny. My fingers cramp. After too long, I fit the NVMe inside the caddy. This is it. I am not a religious man, but in that moment, I pray. I feel my prayer rise out of my mouth into the
Okay.
sky, past the clouds, through space, and enter the great cosmic unknown. I feel it experience worlds different and alien and strange, until finally it collides with the consciousness of some great cosmic being, infinitely older and more unknowable than anything humanity has ever encountered or ever will. God, Satan, some advanced alien life form. I do not know, but I pray to it. I beg it. Please, please just let my PC work. I feel this massive corporeal entity stir. Its gargantuan lips part, and from them escapes a deep cosmic whisper that crashes down through the heavens, down through the clouds, down through my roof, rupturing my reality, shaking my soul, and with a silent, deafening roar, it whispers,
Bloop.
"No."
It didn't help.
My BIOS does not recognize my NVMe drive. I go empty. The darkness once inside me now becomes my everything, not merely my reality, but my past, my present, my future. It twists infinitely across space and time, infecting every moment of my life, each second that has come before, every second that will follow after. I see it all. My entire existence was always leading to this. There is no escape. There never was. This is my end. This is all I am. This is all I will ever be. Forever and ever and. See you later.
I'm gonna go insane from this editing, but it's very well done. It is the Pokemon theme. What the fuck is going on? Please don't copyright me again for
When
stupid
suddenly
reason, YouTube. I mean,
My
not
phone
YouTube.
rings. It is a number I do not recognize.
Oh,
Hello?
Is this John Walsh?
was suddenly the wrong PC.
Yes?
Good afternoon, Mr. Walsh. I am a representative of Dell. We have been monitoring your thread on Twitter.
Don't tell me they're gonna fucking try suing him for defamation.
The conversation that follows lasts nearly 1 hour, over the course of which I learn
It could be a good one.
thing. Dell have sent me a heavy hitter. The person I am speaking to is nothing less than the Special Forces Black Ops of customer service. Her title is Resolution Manager, but for the rest of this conversation, I will refer to her simply as the Closer. She has one job.
Not that
Make
bitch.
this problem go away. Make me go away. A job she is frighteningly efficient at. She's apologetic for everything that's happened while being careful to never actually apologize.
Yeah.
But she's so damn good, I barely notice. Worse, she's kind. She's nice. Her words are slow and gentle. She compliments me, commiserates with my fury and sadness.
You're quite a storyteller, Mr. Walsh. I can feel that you've been through a lot.
That he
It
is,
the
yeah.
most seen, the most understood I felt by another person since the pandemic began. I try and stay angry, try and hold my edge, but I cannot. She is too strong. I curse my own weakness. The only point of the conversation she doesn't feel in full control of comes when she says,
I can see from your Twitter you have a YouTube channel and 1.12 million subscribers.
There is a pause. For a moment, she sounds
Too big of a
flustered.
community
She
for her to
recovers
just
nearly
scare tactic him
immediately,
away.
and with what feels like renewed conviction, pulls me into her final gambit.
Now, what will it take to fix this?
I nearly scream, "I want Bill Gates' fucking head!" before realizing how little sense that would make. I try and tell her that nothing can fix this. I have all the parts I need. I just need to find the right configuration. As the words fall out of my mouth, not even I believe
Like
them.
literally nothing would fix this. That even if they send him a new PC that works, like fully as intended, as fully as he wants, all the fucking emotional damage he's taken, he's gonna carry to his fucking grave at this point.
She politely, firmly dismantles my objections.
Go
So
bankrupt, that's
you're
what it's
going
gonna
to
take.
try and fix the machine yourself. How has that been going?
Trying to fight her is like striking at smoke. After an hour, I am exhausted, worn down by careful, gentle, precise words. She remains as sharp, friendly, and tactical as when the conversation began. She leaves me with a choice.
In order to make all this go away, I'm prepared to either refund you the price of the caddies, or we give you a credit note upon return of the machine.
The call ends.
What is
I
a
can't
credit
shake the
note?
feeling that I have been bested by a superior being. The closer's words wash over me. The desert of hope I once occupied has now been filled by an ocean. However, from its depths rises a final conflict, great and terrible. As petty and ridiculous as it might seem, I did not want to accept Dell's offer. After everything,
Well, yeah.
I did not want to let them be the heroes of this story. And a huge
They
part
never
of that
will be.
is I cannot rid myself of the feeling that the only reason Dell have contacted me is because of the infamy of the Twitter thread and the size
That's
of my
exactly
following.
why.
I never wanted that. I just wanted to be sad on the internet. This is something I have struggled with for a long time and not something I expect everybody to understand. But I
Thought it
do
was
not
a
accept
cat
gifts
purring.
from large companies. I turn down gift bags, download codes, and free merchandise. I do not want to
Oh.
be treated differently from any other person. It is not why I do what I do. And if not for who I am, I
Okay.
cannot know that Dell would have left
Very
me
noble of
burn
you.
in this hell like they potentially would so many other people. I voiced this concern to the closer, but she assured me this is not the case, that they are giving the same customer service they would to anyone else.
Bullshit.
I want to believe her, but
No.
I do not. If I accept Dell's offer now, I will be disappointed in myself. But
If I had that
also-
problem, and I started a thread and I was keeping like everything I'm doing there the same way he did, nobody would have called me. They would have just let me be. It's just one person having a problem, nobody's gonna listen. But because of the following, they do listen and they don't want negative press on them. Because for companies like that, negative press is negative press. It's not like any press is good press, not for them. I don't think that's the words used in a normal line. Doesn't matter. You know what I mean.
I am so tired. This journey has drained me of blood and life. I am a skeleton who hobbles listlessly from one day to the next. Thoughts of hard drives and customer service shrouding my every moment. My partner softly pleads with me to accept the offer. She tells me she wants her boyfriend back. I feel I have let her down. And so, the final conflict emerges. On one side, my soul, my desire not to abuse my status. On the other, my sanity, my desire to escape this nightmare and return to a normal life. I am not thinking clearly. I have not, for what feels like a very long time.
Abuse your
And
status
so
to
I turn
put
to the
them
people
down.
who will understand what this great and terrible journey has been. I post a poll on Twitter: to accept Dell's offer or to embrace oblivion.
I wonder what he did. That's very loud. Ah. No. 6 months. When I said a
Placed my
month.
Dell PC
So maybe it was
into a large
2020.
box I got from a local coffee shop. I seal it up, and it's hard not to feel strange that this day is finally here. I have thought about this machine every day for 6 months. It has become part of my life.
It's a
I
very
carry it down
small
to the mailroom,
tape.
take one final glance at it, and that's it. The Dell machine disappears out of my life forever. Dell eventually agreed to refund the price of the machine as well as the extras, and for that I have to thank the closer. While I found her mildly terrifying initially, she did do her best to listen and help me, and I think that was coming from a
So there won't be
place.
hellfire upon
A
Dell.
week later, my phone beeps.
At least
There is a
some.
large package for me downstairs. My new computer is here. I am excited.
Forgot the word.
I go downstairs and it's the same machine. I don't know how, but it has returned to me. I really wish I was joking about this bit, but I am not. I become frightened the machine has some kind of horrific sentience. I very seriously consider setting it on fire. The following week, my new machine arrives. This is a PC
What
that
happened
the
to it?
members of my Discord helped me build.
Okay.
For that, I will be eternally grateful to them. It has an NVMe drive. It is very fast and very powerful. Editing on it feels like cheating. This video you're watching right now is the first I've completed on it. I am very happy.
I want to ask,
I
but
feel this agonizing period
I wouldn't
in my
have
life
guessed the
starts to
answer.
fade. And at its end,
it's a different
I'm
new
not
machine.
sure if I have a moral or a lesson, but I have learned one thing. I am a fucking idiot. However you want to slice
A
it.
little bit,
I
just a
ordered
slight bit.
bad PC and Dell sent me one. This would never have happened if I was less stupid and proud and just asked someone who knew better. And it's only
Yes.
when other people offered me that help and I finally grudgingly accepted that things started to get better. So I guess what I do take from this is, as much as the last year and a half might have made us feel otherwise, humans are not creatures designed to function in isolation. There's no shame in asking for help in things you don't understand or problems you don't feel that you can face by yourself. Because otherwise, you could just end up as a big dumb idiot with a broken PC and then have to make a video about it. Thanks for watching. Friends, I hope you had a good time with this one. I
You're
want to
welcome,
thank Autumn Ivy
but-
for playing the role of the closer, as well as these beautiful people right here for lending me their voices. If you'd like to perpetuate the increasingly unhinged direction of this channel, you can do so over at patreon.com/super-eyepatchwolf.
I'm glad that it's
And
over
thank
for
you
him at
to
least.
all my supporters for making whatever
At
this
the
was
very least.
possible. This video in particular, I'd like to thank Boydra, Panda Nameless Alt, Just to Watch, G_touchdown, and the Seventh Draconian. Catch me hosting the Let's Fight a Boss video game podcast on twitch.tv/super-eyepatchwolf or on Twitter.
Thank you, Nitro and Serega Molodets,
@eyepatchwolf.
for supporting me on
Friends, take care of
Patreon. I almost said on
yourselves, and I'll
Twitter.
see you next time.
This was a journey. But I'm gonna say that there wasn't much of a fault of John himself. Yes, he could have ordered the PC with an SSD to begin with. Yes, he could have ordered the PC with a Wi-Fi dongle to begin with. But what the fuck is that PC to at all, Dell? 2,400 euros in what I assume is 2020. Maybe like the end of 2020, beginning of 2021. Just from... I don't want to rewatch it. Does it say in the description? No? He said in the beginning and I forgot if he said 2020 and 2021. Doesn't matter. Motherboard that doesn't support M2 NVMe drives is a fucking joke at that point already. Maybe for the price, like that's what, not just, they are quite new, like for that year, but there've been, like it's a few years since they've been out there. It's a few years since, not a lot of years, but a couple of years, since the motherboards come with the thing itself. So if somebody orders a fucking processor, a good processor and a good GPU, why would you fucking connect it with an HDD drive? With a motherboard that doesn't have M2s in it? Like, fuck it that motherboard does not have the integrated Wi-Fi. That's fine. Not everybody needs it, so if they don't specify, you could ask them, you know, when they do it. He did an order, right? He ordered the machine. I don't know if it's on a call or not. Don't remember if he specified it. If it's on a call, talk to them. That's how it's supposed to work. You should communicate. They tell you their requests and you tell them back with your own ideas, kind of. Where it's like, oh, you've ordered a good CPU and a good GPU, but not good, like, storage, not good drives. Your computer will be slow without them, and you ordered a good speed. Everything else is good, but your drives aren't. Do you want to change the drives to better ones so your CPU will be much faster? He knows the difference between HDD and SSD, because when he realized that he forgot that about them to check what he ordered. So he knows what they are. If somebody on the other end who works with the customers to begin with said it to him, he'll be like, oh shit, I forgot. Yes, of course, I want SSD, thank you very much. And most of the problems in this video are avoided immediately. Except for the Wi-Fi thing. Which maybe would have been reminded, like, is there a Wi-Fi? Maybe he will ask. Maybe he'll be asked. If you want it for work, do you use Wi-Fi for work? Also, his old PC. Again, was it Wi-Fi included? Integrated in the motherboard? Was it the dongle? He could have taken the dongle out when he found out that there is no dongle in his ones. Also, what happened to it at all? Like, the Dell one. So the third-party one was 10%, like 1/10 of the speed that it's supposed to be. And then the Dell one, the official one, didn't work at all. So what the fuck is that about? Like, it's your motherboard, it's your devices. They should click like nothing in the world should click. But they don't recognize each other as devices. I've never wanted to order a PC from a company. I enjoy buying it piece by piece and then combining it myself. But if I ever feel like I'm too lazy nowadays, I don't want to, or like too busy, maybe not too lazy, because I enjoy it, so I find time. But if I'm too busy, I don't have time to build it, and I'll order it from somewhere else. I hope Dell never reopens, if it was open in Russia. I hope it just fucking goes bankrupt at this point, if that's how they treat their customers. Like, support. So shit, that moment with the... Yeah, the guy came to your house, but there was no one home. Fucking bullshit. Like, I kinda understand where it's a delivery company, right? And then they said that they came to your house, but found nothing, so you have to go pick it up at the post office. There's like an alternative thing you have to do. And it is annoying as fuck, I would assume. It never happened to me. I don't know if it happens in Russia. Usually I get a call in a day, like everything works fine. But here, there is no other option. It's a repairman. He has to come. And if he doesn't fucking come... Fuck. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna think about what I've done turning a 35-minute video into a 55 one. But if you liked it, I don't know, subscribe. But either way, thank you anybody who watched this. I appreciate it a lot, and I hope to see you next time. Goodbye. Have a great life, because one of us has to.